We're here with Ben from 100 Stones Interactive, and he's showing his game Memories Reach, which I just played and had a lot of fun with. Ben, can you tell us a little bit about the development, the origin of it, how long it's taken you to get to here now?
Right, yeah, so this is actually my studio's second title. So after finishing the first one, I did a bunch of prototypes and experimented around a bit. Eventually landed on this one, which has been in development for about a year and a half at this point. It's an exploratory puzzle adventure game mixed with a Metroidvania. So it's kind of combining a bunch of different things I'm interested in, and a particular interest in level design that I want to experiment with this one today.
Yeah, I really got that sense of Metroid where obviously there's paths blocked off that you have to loop back around to once you've unlocked something else. But also the sort of scanning element where you can scan creatures and flora and fauna.
Yeah.
Is there a larger, because it's mainly about the gameplay, I think, and the level design. Is there a larger world behind it, like a story
Yes.
or a...
So you play a kind of space adventurer. You've come to this distant alien planet lured by rumors of an ancient, long-lost treasure, essentially. You land here and you discover the ruins of this alien civilization that disappeared many eons ago. And you kind of uncover the history of their race and who they were as a people and the struggles they faced, and kind of get clues as to how they disappeared and what happened to them. And you'll do that by scanning different parts of the environment. So by scanning the environment, you'll learn about the different structures, the different flora and fauna, and kind of get clues as to the shape of the world. But you'll also find what I'm calling memory fragments, which are kind of little data caches and little bits and pieces left behind by civilization. And they might take the form of writings or images or audio files, and they'll sort of tell more direct input from the species themselves about what happened to them. And together you can kind of piece together what happened. Yeah.
Nice. I appreciated the level design, like you said, that was what you were focusing on. Well, I think we were talking before, did you solo dev it?
It's predominantly solo, so 100 Stones is a one-person company, it's just me. I do have contractors working for me, so I got sound, music, narrative designer doing the writing, and then people doing some of the concept art and graphic design and stuff, and logo and stuff as well. So.
Yeah.
But in terms of the game design and the art and the programming, that's all me.
Yeah. The sorry, Kellen was trying to tell me. All right. Yeah. So that feeds into what I was going to say is there seems to be it seems to be heavily tuned towards being a VR experience. Is that an extra challenge rather than just making it a straightforward?
If you're talking about, am I doing VR in terms of headsets and stuff?
Yeah.
I have no plans for that at this stage.
Oh, okay.
The aesthetic of the game I'm going for is one of the impression that you're behind the helmet of the person in the spacesuit.
Yeah.
So the HUD is themed like the helmet you're looking through, and you'll notice there's like little scratches and stuff on the glass as you move past lights and things.
Yeah.
So I'm giving that kind of immersive HUD experience. Part of that is inspired by games like Metroid Prime and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not actually putting it. Well, I have no plans yet to put it into VR headsets. Well, that's
It
future
definitely felt immersive, like it was supposed to be a VR experience.
Yeah.
But I guess it's good you get the VR experience without the chonky heads. Yeah, without the the throwing up and putting it over my glasses.
Being a solo indie dev, one platform at a time.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's why.
Ship this on. It's going to ship on PC and Mac first. Then I'm doing consoles. Then we'll talk about.
That's why. Yeah, I was going to say, because that's a pretty big undertaking if you're going to do VR from the get-go.
Yeah.
So as a mainly solo dev, what's the biggest challenge you've faced?
Finding the time to do it all, I would say.
Yeah.
It's a big undertaking to do all the code and all the art and all the game design and everything else. Having help this time has been great. My last game was almost entirely me. I had some contractors on it as well, but not to the extent I have this time. So it's easier this time, but it's still a big challenge doing it all, predominantly solo. Yeah.
What's the best surprise or the best thing about being a solo dev and going or the sweetest surprise you had that you came across that you didn't think you'd get out of it?
it is thrilling when people come up to me, this show in particular, coming and say, oh, I played your last game and I loved it. And just hearing that my games have made an impact on people, it's really cool.
That's cool.
And not necessarily people that played it at PAX previously. I had my last game at PAX and some people recognized me from then, but others just found it naturally, recognized the company name and like, oh, I played your last game, I loved it. And it's like, that's really cool to hear that from people,
Yeah, that's what you want. One thing we ask all the devs is, was there a feature that you really liked and really wanted to include but just couldn't fit it in, and it might come up again later in the future, but you just had to get rid of it?
Well, I mean, that always happens, right? Some things get cut, some things don't. I don't know. I kind of settled on the design of this game pretty early and what kind of features were in and what were out. So I don't think there's anything I was desperately wanting to get in there. There's still a few things I'm still trying to get in there. So maybe if you ask me that question at launch, I might have a different answer. But at this stage, I think most of what I want in the game is more or less going in there. There's nothing. There's a few cuts, but nothing like that I'm so sad to get rid of.
So it's not ready for launch yet. Do you have a time frame or?
So the time frame is, the Steam page is currently up, so I'm definitely encouraging people to go to Steam and wishlist Memories Reach now. Yeah. The demo that's currently playable here at PAX will be available later this year on Steam,
nice.
or an updated version of it. I will then be putting out other updates and demos over the course of development, and aiming to launch late next year. I don't have a date in mind yet, and being solo dev, I don't want to give any specific time because they can change. But I'm aiming for late next year, launching PC and Mac, and then I'll be doing the console ports. So it'll be Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. Nice. The following year. Yeah.
Perfect. I think Switch. Actually, that is one thing. Like we know, like it's very graphically, it's very nice. It's designed well. And it's, like I said, it's very immersive, and the music experience, that's why I thought it was like a VR kind of experience. It's very relaxing. Was it designed to be a game where you kind of sit back and relax, or?
Yeah, so it's definitely more of a chill sort of game. I wouldn't say it's like a cozy game or something, but it's definitely not, there's no pressure to it. There's no enemies, there's no action, there's no danger of dying, you can't fall off edges or anything. So it really is just about exploring the world, solving the puzzles, finding hidden secrets, and uncovering the story, and that sort of thing. So, it should be a very stress-free game to play.
Yeah, that's what, like, because I really like the match game puzzle, or whatever you call it, where you turn the pipe game, or, and I liked how it was challenging without being frustrating. Once I got the hang of the mechanics, it's very intuitive, the game. I think as soon as I picked up the controller, I knew what to do. I don't know if that's just because I have some experience with puzzle games, but I think it's just really well designed, so I appreciated that.
Yeah, I have put a fair bit of work into making sure that it is fairly intuitive and easy to pick up. People at the show seem to be having a pretty easy time with it, which is a good sign. So I guess I've hit that, And so, the type of puzzle you played, there's a variety of different kinds of puzzles in the main game. So in this demo, there's the rotating hexagon style puzzle. And every time you encounter one of them, there's a slightly different twist on it, so they're all slightly different approaches to how you have to solve them. In the full game, there's multiple types of puzzles as well. Each type will have its own variations like that. And then there's also the more environmental style puzzles. So you might be manipulating objects around the room, so like extending bridges, rotating a column to like move platforms around, that sort of thing. So it's not just all those holographic ones, there's also the environmental ones. And then on the broader scale, which you would experience at the end of the demo, is where each area of the game is also designed to be a kind of large-scale meta puzzle, where you have to sort of understand how the level is structured and how all the bits and pieces interact, so you can manipulate and progress through to reach the end. So the level itself becomes kind of one large puzzle in itself.
Yeah, that's why I like that, because like as someone who, my favorite part of the Sony Spider-Man PS4 game was the match game, like the pipe matching game where you have to hack into put the circuitry together. So I was like, to me, I would be fine with a whole game of just the lines connecting and stuff. But then at the end, I was like, oh, I've lit up all the columns, to power the central column, And I'm like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? And I realized it's because there's a part of the environment that blocks one of the beams. So yeah, I did notice that how, at the final puzzle is the level itself, and you have to navigate back around to the places you went just to finally lock everything to place and continue.
And that's a big focus of the full game as well. Is I want every part of the game to feel like there's some sort of puzzle element to it. That there's somewhere to explore, some secret to find, something to manipulate. So it's not just solving little isolated hologram puzzles, but it's the game itself is one big puzzle to work around.
Are you based in Melbourne?
Yes.
Okay, so did you get like a Vic Screen grant or something, or how did you get like?
I don't have a Vic Screen grant. I've got a Screen Australia grant.
Screen Australia.
That's helping me pay for many of the contractors, which has been really great. So yes, big thanks to Screen Australia.
Yeah.
That's been a huge help. It's also helping me pay for a couple of the trade shows, like coming to PAX and stuff too. And Vic Screen has sponsored the booth, so that's covered some of the cost of being here as well.
Nice. Like, because we've talked to a lot of devs who are supported by Vic Screen or Screen Australia, and how do you go about the process of? Do you apply for that, or
so
do you have to have something to show first, or you just have to have a plan?
All the different grants have different requirements of what you need to apply with. That's all on their websites, right? It's usually you have to supply a pitch, you give a video, sometimes you have to have a demo ready. Screen Australia had a whole bunch of requirements for it. It's all there on their site. I know they've recently changed their grants a little bit this year. So they just, at GCAP earlier this week, they introduced several new grants, which is great to see. And slight changes to the one that I got, so it might be a bit different now, so I couldn't say exactly what it is, but yeah.
Okay, cool.
People should definitely go to their site, check it out and see what's required.
Yeah.
But
so
they've been really helpful. They really want to support local devs.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. So the demo's coming out soon. So assuming wish listing it on Steam would help. Is there any other ways we can support the game in this stage?
At this stage, yeah, sure. Wish listed on Steam is the big one. Memories Reach. That's the biggest help. Check out the demo when it comes out in a month or so. And yeah, give me a follow on social media. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter/X at 100 Stones Games. Also got a Facebook page, 100 Stones Interactive. And yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That was great. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.